Greetings internet and happy Sunday. It feels like so long since I've sat down and properly filmed a video. Like, I have my little filming schedule thing like right in front of me, and it's literally been 3 weeks since I've actually sat down here and filmed a video. It feels like such a long time. So today I'm going to talk about finding accommodation for your second year. This was kind of a stressful experience because I think for like almost 2 months I didn't have a place, and I just thought that I would end up living in my student halls again. But then a couple of people in my course were looking for someone to fill up their flat because they'd lost someone, or they'd lost the person that was going to have the flat. So they needed someone so that they could obviously put their money towards the flat and have it for the year and sign the contracts and everything. So I was very grateful after I'd said I'm looking for a place. After I'd said I'm very, very grateful that I am able to live with them next year. I was lucky that they kind of already found a place anyway, and it's like 10-15 minutes from walk from where I would be like having my lessons and stuff. So it's in a perfect position, and I'm really, really excited and happy about moving in. I do have a list of stuff that I was going to talk about. So where to look for places. So there's going to be loads and loads of different like letting websites and like apps where you can look for houses, but specifically you need to look at student housing. It needs to be a student contract, because otherwise you might not realise but you're being pulled into a contract that's lasting a lot longer, or just isn't what you thought it was, because there's not much point of paying for a place when you're not actually going to be there. So with student letting, I still have to pay rent over the summer, but I'm only paying half of what I would usually pay, because obviously I'm just not going to be there because I don't live in Birmingham. I'm not going to be here all the time. And I think that only kind of works with student living, really. And it also comes with, a lot of student places will come with like bills included and like specific utilities that will be provided for you. So looking on student letting websites is definitely the easiest way of finding somewhere that's going to be student friendly. I think Rightmove have a student section. I'm pretty sure I looked, and I think Rightmove have a student section. I think just so long as you know what you're getting yourself into. Looking at price points as well, my flat for next year is costing me over £1,000 less than what my student accommodation is costing me. This is a big difference. I don't know how much of a difference it's going to actually feel like it's making, because I'm paying monthly rather than like, I think I have to pay here every 3 months, I think. So it's going to be different from paying every 3 months. So it might not feel like it's cheaper, but I know that overall it is going to be cheaper for me. And I think that's kind of the main goal, just to find somewhere that's going to be cheaper than your student accommodation, because student accommodation is expensive. It is expensive. There are some that aren't, but they're just not. Usually, they're just not as nice, or don't have as like high cleanliness standard and things like that. So overall, finding a cheaper place for student accommodation, or a student flat or a student house, is just going to be the best way to go. Personally, that's what I think anyway. List the pros and cons of the different places that you look at. Like, don't just look at one place, because then you've only if you've only looked at one place, then you don't know what other place is going to offer. If you straight away think, yes, this place is perfect, it's what me and my flatmates for next year, or if it's just you, that's what I want, just look at other places, because there might be other places that, even if they're a little bit further away, they might be cheaper, or they might have nicer like facilities, or just for whatever reason. Don't just stick to one place. Don't just see one place and be like, yeah, that's it. I'm saying that and I'm kind of being biased because that's sort of what I did, but I didn't really have the choice to choose where we were going to live. They just had a place in the flat that they'd already found. But I'm perfectly happy with where it is because it's modern and it's just nice in general. So, when you fill out a tenancy agreement, there's quite a few different documents that you need to have. I'm trying to remember exactly what I had to have. I think you had to scan in your passport and your driving license. I think it was my driving license. Even if it's a provisional license, I think it just had to be another it just had to be another form of ID, basically. So I scanned in my passport and my driver's license. They also, because you have to have a guarantor, and that person pays if you can't, I think is basically what it is. So my guarantor is my dad, and I had to send a utility bill from my guarantor. So I think just so long as it's something that has your home address on it, basically, is what they want to see, or they want to see that your guarantor pays bills, or they just meet the guarantor requirements. There's a whole list, and it will come with the tenancy agreement. It will say what your guarantor needs, like the requirements for it. And what else did I have to send in? I'm trying to remember. A bank statement. They wanted to see a bank statement. I think that could have been for proof of address, I think. I hope. Yeah. No, I'm sure it is. Because otherwise, I think I sent my January one, and the January sales blew my bank account. No, it didn't really. I was very careful with my student loan that I got just after Christmas. I think... So I've spoken to this quite a lot with the flatmates that I'm going to be living with next year. We're on the same course this year, but we're not on the same course as next year. And personally, I think that's going to work out really, really well for us, because it means that we're not constantly in each other's faces. We're not seeing each other 24/7. And I think that's just going to be better for us. Like, I've said it a couple of times in front of them. It's like, I'm not trying to be rude. Like, I'm not being rude, but I think it's even better that we're not seeing each other all the time, so that we can come home and we can, just not talk about work if we don't want to, or we can sit and, help each other with different ideas. If we're working on the same projects, then, I don't know. I'm happy that we're not on the same courses next year. I just think that maybe we'll get along better, or we might... I don't really know how to word this without coming off as rude, but I'm very happy. I can't wait for next year. I'm so excited. I'm bringing an ice cream maker. I've got a TV, DVD player. We're going to we're going to watch movies, and it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. That was a little showment of excitement that I am genuinely very excited about in my home situation next year. I also think that it's important that maybe you move in with people that... obviously people that you know, but maybe don't spend loads of time with. I mean, that again sounds horrible, but my flatmates for next year are part of another group that I don't always sit with. I'll sit with them, or we'll do work together, but not always with them. So for me, in my situation, I think that will be really great, because I'll be able to get to know them properly again, if that makes sense. Rosie and Mimi, if you see this and this is coming off as rude, I apologise. That is not what I'm trying to do here. I'm just very excited. And when I get excited, I just say stuff, and yeah, there you go. I'm trying to think of the other stuff. I don't think there is anything else. We already have a group chat for next year. Already have one of those. We've already been on a night out together, which was in my Everyone to Brun vlog. Yeah. I think that's about it. I think I've kind of covered everything. I have my little list. I've covered everything that's here. I'm not going to reveal this bit because this is next week's video. What is next week's video? Okay, I know what next week's video is. Yeah, I think move in with people that obviously you want to move in with friends. Decide what, I guess you can decide who's having what room. So I think some rooms in some houses have different price points. Like one of the rooms in our flat, it's a 3-bed flat, but one of the bedrooms has a double bed and it's like £10 more expensive a month. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I know this isn't like particularly structured, but I think I've covered everything. On my list, I've covered everything that I've written down to talk about. Yeah. Hope you've enjoyed it. I will see you on Wednesday for... It's not in this book. I think I'm going to do a big clear up of my flat because I literally only have about 4 weeks left. And then I go home, like, for summer. Obviously, I'll be coming back and forth, moving stuff to the new flat and things, but... Yeah. I'm going to do a big clean video. Because I know a lot of people that, like, don't clean. Or don't clean as often as I do. Like, I probably clean my flat and stuff once a week. This is going into Wednesday's video. Let's not do this. It's going to be a vlog of me cleaning my flat. That sounds really, really boring and dull, but it won't be, I promise. She says. Bye, everyone.